everyone, welcome back to another video of relatable conversations. This is Sierra, and today I wanted to talk about something that I do on a regular basis. I overthink. I am a bad overthinker. So we're gonna start calling this Mental Health Fridays. I decided to talk about overthinking because it's something that I do on maybe like an everyday basis. And as much as I want to be like, okay, I'm going to just pray about it and I'm going to leave it alone and I ain't going to worry about it, I still end up worrying about it. And I can't be the only one out there that feels like this or thinks like this, because my mind is always constantly thinking of what could happen, what did happen, what hasn't happened, what's not gonna happen. It really consumes me on pretty much like an everyday basis. So it's like a couple things that I wanted to discuss and see if anybody else out there can relate to what goes on in this head of mine. When it comes to overthinking, when I say I'm gonna let stuff go, I really don't let it go. I don't let it go until I keep talking about it. And I'm really bad about it because I'll call my best friend and I'm like going off. And I know to myself I'm rambling, because it's just like, okay, Sierra, you already said that before, and I continue to say it. It could be about anything. It could be about, I made an appointment at the DMV one time and I'm like, why do I need to wait in line if I made an appointment? Now y'all know the line at the DMV is long sometimes, and I'm talking about they just now about to open. People been waiting out there for about 45 minutes before they open. So I'm like, why do I need to stand out here and wait if I have an appointment? Y'all should have two separate lines for people that make appointment versus people that do make an appointment. I shouldn't have to wait in that long line. So I get there right at when they about to open. They open the door and I walk up, and the dude in the line was like, oh no, you need to wait in line. And I'm like, why? I have an appointment. Oh, that doesn't matter. You still have to wait in line. By this time I'm inside. And I'm asking the lady at the desk, I'm like, do I need to wait in line? I have an appointment. You know, how does this procedure go? She was like, well, you will have to, normal time you will have to wait in line. But since you're already in here, you know, she gave me my number and that was it. And it bothered me. It bothered me so bad for a situation that it's not a big deal, because even if the lady was like, yeah, you will have to wait in line, I would have went out and waited in line, and I would have still skipped all of them anyway because I had an appointment. But it bothered me so bad, and it wasn't the fact that I know in a way I was right. It was that I was put in that situation. And I never want to step on anybody's toes intentionally or be disrespectful. But it bothered me for a while. And even months after that, I still occasionally think about it. So that's one instance that I was overthinking real bad for something that was minor. It really wasn't a big deal. I also think about, you know, work situations, the future, the past, things I should have done. Any little thing that you can think about, I probably have thought about it. And it's like, why isn't my mind just settling for a minute? Why isn't my mind just breathing? And I think about that as well. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how can I sit here and be overthinking, and then on top of that, I'm overthinking about overthinking? That's crazy, right? Like, that's really crazy. So the possibility of things going wrong also plays in my mind. You know, when you take your car up there to get an oil change and you be like, oh, I hope it's not, you know, I need new tires, or I hope it's not, you know, any little thing that you could think about is kind of like, oh, I hope this ain't the situation. I hope this ain't the case. And then after a while you be like, okay, if that's what it's gonna be, then that's what it's gonna be. But I'm over here thinking about stuff that haven't even happened yet, or they probably is not gonna happen, and I'm staying here thinking about it. Crazy. The second point I want to bring up is triggers. And it's crazy because a lot of triggers for me, sometimes it can come from words, actions, the fear of the unknown, just being judged. I'm wanting to tell you the raw, the real, that I have a big fear of being embarrassed. However you see that, whether you walking down the street and you trip right in front of everybody, or you don't know something that somebody else don't know, or you are not in a position like your friends, your family, stuff like that is a real big trigger for me, especially when it comes to my overthinking, because then I'm thinking like, am I where I'm supposed to be at? So I think about that a lot, and it's not something that I dwell on because I know everything happens when it's supposed to happen. And I fully understand that people's journey we're all different. We're not meant to travel the same journey. And if we do cross paths with each other, then it could be for a short term, long term, you know, whatever reason that is, just to help get that person to the next step. So I fully understand that everybody's journey is going to be different. But it's something that I do think about. Another thing is, why do I overthink? I don't want to be perfect. I don't want to be perfect, but I do want to give my all. I want to stop things before it gets to the point that it can't come back. You get what I'm saying? So I'm always kind of thinking of the worst case scenario when it comes to any situation. And I know for myself, and my friends can vouch for me, I always tend to make the situation bigger than what it really is. Like I said about the whole DMV situation, I made the situation bigger than what it needed to be. Even when it comes to family issues, friend issues, relationship issues, I make it bigger than what it needs to be. And I do that sometimes because I want to try to get my point across. Me personally, if I don't get my point across, I'm going to continue to think about it. And it's just going to keep wearing and wearing and wearing on my mind until I'm fully able to get what I want out and know that the person has fully heard, not even accepted what I said, but heard what I said. So that's the reason why, you know, I tend to overthink as well. This has really affected me on a lot of different levels. And I feel like a lot of it, I tend to get like anxiety when it comes to it, because I'm working myself so much. I'm working myself up so much, and I don't need to. I have missed some days of work because my mind and my body is just so drained, because I'm carrying the same stuff from the day before to a new day. Should I be missing work about an issue that I probably blew out of proportion? Not at all. I shouldn't be missing work for nothing, nobody. You hear me? I still got bills. Them bills don't want to hear you stressed or you overthinking. You hear me? So yeah, I don't miss work. I tend to want to be by myself, and I'm a mother of 2, and I just, it's like any little thing that they do, even if it's them showing me something, I'm just like, not right now, because my mental is not where it should be at, and that's very much wrong. In order for me to work on these issues, I have really given myself grace, and I fully accept me for me. I'm human. I'm not perfect. On this journey that I'm on, I have really tapped into some things like I never thought I would tap into. Journaling, just looking at the clouds, different kind of music, taking myself out, listening to different podcasts, meditating, just taking a minute to look around me and really see how blessed I am, and to see that it's okay to overthink to a certain degree. I'm human, but I shouldn't allow it to overtake my whole mind and hinder me from everyday things. At one point I was in therapy, and I was in therapy till I felt like, okay, I'm good. When I got to the point where I felt like, okay, I'm damn near teaching the therapist how to treat me, I was like, okay, I know I'm on the right path to becoming a better Sierra. So right now I'm good. I'm not saying like every day is perfect, but I'm learning to just take each day at a time and know that everything, it happens for a reason. But I don't need to sit here and overthink about it. Like I said, I'm still learning. I'm still tapping into some things that I didn't know about myself. I was in a relationship for 16 years, and it wasn't all bad, but it really affected my mental on many different levels. But I knew for myself, in order for me to grow and start working on the issues that I have internally, I would have to leave that relationship, and that's exactly what I did. It wasn't the best situation for me, and I was scared out of my mind of the unknown and what's going to happen, how my kids are going to be affected by that. It was a lot of overthinking going on. But I was like, I have to do this for me. Just like overthinking, I have to be the one to get control of it and say, Sierra, breathe. Breathe. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You don't have to meet anybody's standards, and your standards don't have to be up here. You know, I'm okay with just saying, please show me grace. Whether if that's a situation with my family, my friends, just please show me grace and understand that I mean well. Sometimes I just have to get it out in order for me to be like, okay, it's done. I can sit here and talk my friend's ear off, and we'll be saying the same thing, just in different ways, over and over and over again. And she would sit right there and listen. She would sit there and listen until it's out of my system. And she said, are you okay now? It's crazy. And I'm just like, okay, I feel better. And that's not me. Sometimes I'm like, okay, yeah, I feel better. But then about 3 hours later, I'm like, I'm back at it again. Show me grace. If you are dealing with someone that is like me, please show them some grace. If you are like me, show yourself some grace. It's okay. And the ones that know you know that you mean well and that you don't mean no harm. Don't allow it to overtake your life to the point where you can't calm it down yourself. And if you are one that can't calm it down and you find that it is really taking effect on you, please seek help. A therapist, counselor, family, friends, someone that you feel like you can talk to and not be judged. Please speak to them, because it will help. And show yourself some grace, like I said. So if you are someone that goes through this and you have found different strategies that I have not mentioned, please drop them down below. And we're going to call this, once again, Mental Health Fridays. If you like what you hear, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.